Hello. There are a couple of things I'd like to talk to you about in this video. The first is my own artwork, some examples of which you can see here. All this work is available for free download and unrestricted usage at various sites on the internet, a couple of which, DeviantArt and Public Domain Pictures, are linked to from my own site, alixlee.com. The second thing is learning fine art or illustration. A few people have suggested that I make some videos teaching how to draw and paint. Unfortunately, I can't do that because with no formal art training myself, I really wouldn't know how to begin. At art school, I didn't particularly excel at the subject called Arts and Crafts. I remember coming 28th out of a class of maybe 30 or 31 students in the end of term exams. I didn't manage to get an O-level in the subject, which was the lower level high school qualification for 16-year-olds in the UK at the time. However, in my late teens, I resolved to learn how to produce artwork to professional standards, and I did do this. So the main message I want to get across here is that anyone can be an artist. Obviously, having a professional training is best, but art college is not an option for many people who nevertheless would like to learn how to create traditional media artwork. They may be working in full-time jobs which don't allow enough time for a full-time course of study, or they may just be middle-aged or even retired and would feel out of place in a classroom of young students. Yet it is possible to learn how to draw and paint to professional standards without going to art college. My advice in this respect would be that there are several key points you need to bear in mind and apply to your practice for this to happen. The first is to persevere. Be persistent in your practice. Make it a part of your life. What you get out of art tends to be proportional to what you put in. So if you only put in a few minutes here and there every day, don't be surprised if you don't create any masterpieces. The second piece of advice is to let go of any ideas you may have of achieving a certain result within a certain time frame. Forget trying to produce artwork to order, especially in the early stages. You just don't have such dependable skills yet. But that will come later. In the early stages, just accept that there will be plenty of work that just ends up in the bin. In the early stages, and by this I mean months or years rather than days or weeks, just have an idea in your mind of what you want to create. Keep that picture in your mind and try to reproduce it on paper or on canvas. If it doesn't work out as you wanted but still looks good, just go with it and let the work develop itself. If, on the other hand, it just really doesn't seem to cut it, chuck it in the bin. But chuck it in the bin next month or next year. In the meantime, keep it for a while. Take a long, hard look at the picture and ask yourself where it went wrong, where it differs from what you had in mind. Go on to work on some other pictures in the meantime, and bring out the failed picture again a few weeks later. Ask yourself the same questions and see if you get the same answers. You may find multiple problems with the artwork over time. Or you may even find that it has some good points you didn't consider at first, which you could easily reproduce. Anyway, that's not much of an art lesson. But in my experience, as long as you're producing artwork as near to every day as you possibly can, you don't need a lot more than that. Good luck.